But Ask Me Anything is, my name is DJ Chuang. Thanks for joining me for this Ask Me Anything session. I occasionally get random phone calls and emails from people wanting to pick my brain. And in the business world or ministry world, that is quote unquote free consulting. And with the many different hats that I wear, I have a lot of information in my head, and oftentimes I don't really know how to package it to serve the people well. So it works much better for me to have a question and answer session, Q&A, where I can respond directly to what people want to know. And so that's why I wanted to set this time aside. I hope I gave some ample warning, ample notice, so that people could sign in. Larissa, I'm so happy to see you here, and congratulations on your new movie. I don't know if you would be ready to just do an online release. That would be a different way to approach it, given our situation. And I'm not sure when in-person movie screenings will become normal again. It might be at least 6 months out, it would be my guess, where huge crowds would gather for that. But let's see. So Larissa asked the question. So let me go in the order the questions have come in rather than me rambling on. Again, I'd prefer these format than me teaching or lecturing or presenting and packaging an online course. Much better for me to interact. So first question that was submitted: what you working on and focusing on lately? Well, I have 2 paid jobs, and then I have 3 or 4 that are more volunteer hobby, kingdom kind of things, if I can call it that. So my 2 jobs, one is working with American Bible Society, and I'm the technical registry manager, which means I'm an internet engineer with domain names that end in .bible. So earlier today, I was curating content for a website that I help manage, mentalhealth.bible. So great resources, some that are very timely, live interactive sessions about taking care of mental health in the midst of this COVID-19 crisis and pandemic. So great resources there, mentalhealth.bible. And then the other one that I've been working on the past week or so for allthings.bible. So I'll add a link in the show notes later. You can take a look at those things. It's actually a bit challenging to find Bible-specific content. There's a lot of ministries, a lot of sermons, a lot of Christian kind of things, but just Bible-focused, Bible-centered, not as easy to find other than just the plain text of the Bible and some study notes. Not a bad thing, but I think there's so much more potential for Bible-related content. So those 2, that's one. The other one is VLB, which stands for Visually Linked Bible. And the website is at vlb.org, Visually Linked Bible, vlb.org. There's an intro video, 5 minutes long. And VLB was a sponsor for a online summit that we just had on March 16th, Future.Bible Online Summit 316, off the very popular Bible verse, John 3:16, and we had it on March 16th, right around the time when much of the United States was being ordered to stay at home for safety reasons. And we had already prepared to do this online conference, and we had over 1,000 participants. And we talked about the future of Bible and technology. So a really useful resource there. And the work that I'm doing on Future.Bible was to be a co-host for that event. And then with VLB, which is a separate organization, nonprofit, we are working on a new VR virtual reality Bible-themed video game called DVG, which stands for David versus Goliath. Coming out this September is the timeline we're aiming for, and we're hoping to get some trailers, some video clips of David and Goliath in action in the months ahead. So be sure to subscribe for updates, vlb.org. I was going to say that, hey, Mike, Thanks for joining in. I haven't figured out where to get all the comments here. I was going to say that if you want to join me on camera, I can invite you in on that. It's on my Zoom call. So if you're not camera shy, I would be happy to chat with someone live and in person instead of just feeding me comments on camera. Okay, there you go. The Zoom link I've placed in the comments of this live stream post. The reason I said, ask me anything, go ahead and pick my brain. So I get these random phone calls at least once a month from people that find my website. And I've been blogging since 1999. So there's a lot of content there. And people pick my brain is for the entrepreneurs, that's like free consulting, which I don't mind giving away for an hour. Anyways, that's another tangent. Oh, and then to wrap up the things I'm working on. So 3 things I'm focusing on the rest of my life. I'm 53 years old now, and the 3 things I'm focused on is represented by the 3 letters MSG. MSG. That's the acronym for us Asian Americans, but MSG stands for Multi-Asian, S for shame, and G for generosity. Multi-Asian Church is a book I wrote 3 years ago about Asian American multi-ethnic churches. So 3 things I'm focusing on. I want to invest into. Secondly, shame, erasing shame as a podcast has started, and I want to be an advocate for mental health. And third, generosity. I worked 10 years in the Asian American philanthropy world, and I want to be a part of activating more generosity for us as followers of Christ. So I see Lee has joined in. Hello, Lee. How are you? I need to fix my audio because I'm not hearing yet. Oh, I know why I'm not hearing. Because I'm using my big headset. Here we go. There we go. And headphone. Hello, Lee. How are you? I'm not hearing you yet. Hello, Lee. I'm not hearing you yet, but you can watch.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hello. How are you, Lee?
Hey, I'm good. I'm just trying to set up my video.
Okay. Well, let me finish answering the other question. Larissa is going to work on virtual screenings with film fests that were postponed. Awesome. Can't wait to see it. Larissa has produced a new film, documentary-ish kind of thing called Something Deep South. Deep Something Deep South. So been a champion supporter for that. So glad that the movie has come through and can't wait to see it. The question from Lisa, what social media platform do you see in the next year being most prominent for promotion? Well, right now, the 2 that are still gaining a lot of momentum are Instagram and TikTok. Oh, and sorry, all 3 of them, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And depending on the audience you're trying to reach with your promotion, Far East, Deep South. Okay, that's the title, Far East, Deep South. Thank you, Larissa. Link in the comments here. Yeah, so the 3 that are still gaining momentum seem to be Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. So depending on and each of them have very different audiences. So depending on what you want to promote and who you want to reach, those are kind of the 3 platforms that are gaining a lot of momentum and growth. And then of course, Facebook here still has the largest audience in terms of monthly active users. So Facebook live stream, Facebook will still be aggressive in keeping their audience and providing content that will engage them. And then now there's Zoom. Zoom has gotten hugely popular in the past 2 weeks as we have entered a new season of online meetings and video conferencing. My hunch, my intuition is that we will see more webinars and more online meetings and more real-time interaction online, because now we're experiencing the value of being able to connect with people without the commute, without the facilities, without the overnight, and so much can still be accomplished. And so I think we're going to see more and more of those activities. And because technology does cost money, it's going to take some effort in terms of business people to figure out how do they package all that, make it easy for people to access. And I think what's genius about Zoom is it's very easy to use compared to all the other platforms. There's at least 100 of them out there. I've looked at several dozen of them, and I've used them. But Zoom is still the easiest. Some security concerns because of novices that don't get it, but that's reality with any technology.
And it's free.
Ease of use. It's free and there's paid, so I mean you can just scale up really easily. Very well done. And Skype just tried to jump back in, but it's too late. Zoom has the game. And I love the virtual background. You're seeing a drone scan of the United Nations building. I just discovered a new website with stock photography, stock videos, stock video loops called Cover, C-O-V-R. Let's see, coverr.co. coverr.co. I'll add it in the comments, and you can try it out for your virtual backgrounds. So that's my favorite part of Zoom. I do have a paid account, so I use it for recording our podcast for Erasing Shame. And I'm also doing this live stream using Zoom. And you can see who's on camera now with me is Lee Yi. Hello, Lee. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It just happened. I was looking at my Facebook and I saw you doing this. So I thought I'd join in. Because you know what? It's funny. Is I was actually thinking about doing this with you on a different night of the week.
No way. Wow. The spirit is moving.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, great. Well, I'm glad we could do this.
Yeah.
So if no more questions come in, we'll just chat. Because I've got a bunch of things on my mind that I haven't been able to talk with people about. And I don't like monologuing, so it's really nice to have someone to talk with. Hi, and Nancy. Thanks for jumping in.
I love that you extended an invitation as well, so I appreciate that.
Yes, I love making open invites. I went to one of these leadership development seminars 8 years ago, and I'm off the chart inclusive. Off the chart inclusive. So I'm not much for exclusive parties. I'm all about open parties.
I'm with you.
But that doesn't mean people show up. So I haven't quite figured out that part. And I'm using my orange headphones because I find them more comfortable than those earbuds. Those earbuds have started wearing on my ears. So,
hey,
yes.
What was that link again for virtual backgrounds?
Cover, coverr.co. I added it in the Facebook Live post, so it's there.
Hey, there's John Shin. He joined too.
Yes. Hello, John. Well, he's watching. I don't know if he wants to jump in on video.
Okay. Come on in, John.
Okay, Larissa, thanks for jumping in. I'm just chatting, shooting a breeze. Wanted to say hi to people. Good to see Larissa. Be well. Can't wait to see you in person again. Yeah, so this live interaction thing, I'm still learning how to make it more engaging. Great. Yeah. So I've tried those things called virtual co-working, but that hasn't stuck as much with people. You know what I'm talking about?
The virtual co-working?
Yes.
What is that?
People sign in on Zoom or some other platform, and you work on what you're working on while people are on video just looking at each other. So it feels like you're not working alone.
Unless you're actually collaborating.
And the protocol is, it's on silence so that you don't distract each other, but you feel like there's somebody working with you. And you can add a couple of layers of accountability where you say, hey, we're going to do a 30-minute sprint, check in with each other in 30 minutes to see if you hit your goals.
Yeah.
And then there's another one called Cave Day where they actually have coaching. So they'll do 2 or 3 hour check-ins with coaches to set your goals and to help you be more productive. So
yeah, unless you're
creative
actually
uses
collaborating, I don't know if there's any purpose to that.
Well, there's small pockets of people that do find it valuable and helpful in the productivity.
Yeah, because I'd be insecure, like, oh, what if I slip, I forget that there's an audience, and I don't know.
Well, you're very aware of the audience when the camera's on you,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So those of you who are watching, you're welcome to add a question in the comments, and I'll answer as best as I can. Otherwise, me and Lee will just shoot the breeze and chat. I see there's 12 comments, so let's see if I can scroll through these or not. No, it's not showing them to me. What's up?
Okay. Well,
so what's going on with you? How are things at home with 3 kids and a wife?
Yeah, I'm gonna bookmark. I had something I wanted to share, but let me answer that question first. It's been good. The first week was a challenge because my girls, they were kind of at each other's throats.
No, really?
Yeah, we've kind of figured out a rhythm of, hey, let's all be in different rooms for portions of the day, and let's be mindful of one another's activities, whether it's schoolwork or dad's work. So it's been good. The hardest part of my day is because my wife actually, she works for a title company, which is considered an essential service. So she's been going into the office, unfortunately. I'm grateful there's not a lot of people in her office, but she's been doing that. So I'm home alone with the girls. My biggest challenge of every day is what's for lunch.
That's not a very big challenge.
It is, because my kids and I, we don't want to eat the same thing every day. Like breakfast is whatever, cereal, toast, that's easy. But lunch is like, well, we had that yesterday, so I don't want to eat it again. And so people will probably make fun of me for this, but I made a Google Doc of all the meals we've had. And I've made a rule, like if we've had something like ramen or a burger or fried chicken, we can't have it for another 7 days. So we're just trying to be creative about
okay. All right.
What we're eating. So
sure.
But it's always like, what do we eat today for lunch? I don't know.
Well, there's a thing in Korea called mukbang.
Mukbang, yeah. Mukbang, yeah.
Where people sit in front of the camera and live stream or pre-record,
then
eating huge portions of food.
That'll be funny if every day at lunch we'll just start recording the 4 of us eating lunch and just quietly, not even talking, just eating.
Yeah, just put on some K-pop music in the background.
That'll be fun. I love that.
Yeah,
I'll do, maybe every Friday, that's what we'll do. Food Friday is.
Okay.
I will set up my laptop and we'll just record the 4 of us eating whatever we're eating.
Yes, there you go. You'll be stars. You'll go viral. You won't have to work another day.
The Yi family mukbang.
Yes.
So
I did have an idea about Tongsong Kido.
Tongsong Kido, okay.
but I need to answer the question that came in since this was.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Let's
All right.
answer the question.
What things that you will do differently after this COVID-19 season passes? What new things have you learned? Hello, Justin. Hello, Scott. Well, COVID-19 has not been too different for me because I've been working virtually at home for like 7 years. And so the big difference for me has been that there's more people online now. And I'm actually getting more socializing in through using online tools. And so I am happy for this opportunity that more people are connecting. And I also see that it is a better opportunity for more ministry to happen, that spiritual encouragement is not just Sunday or a weekend service that's 90 minutes, but it can be something that's every day, and that we don't have to
look to just one person providing spiritual encouragement to us, that we can look to each other in small groups and Zoom meetings and interactive things that the rest of the world is already doing all over social media. And so we as the church should step into that and do more of that, that the church can be the church. So I'm elated that we're creating a new future together. And I started tracking this trend of online churches and internet campuses back in 2007. Can you believe that? That was 13 years ago. And there was only 5 churches doing online church, providing a live stream and a worship experience that was more than just a video camera that was sitting on the church stage, which they used to do on cable television, if you remember those days, pre-internet. Well, now a majority of churches are doing online services, and I hope many of them will continue to do that after the COVID-19 season passes, because the reality is many of your churches will reach more people outside of its walls than inside of its walls. You know, think about that. That's got to be a huge mind shift, that when you are providing good quality spiritual teaching and music, your potential to reach more people outside of your walls than inside of your walls is a huge mind shift. And so you don't have to be limited in your thinking about buildings and seats and those kind of things. We as the church can be thinking about, how do we reach more people using the digital tools that we have in the community and around the world, people that fit your unique shape that each of our churches are given and called to do. So that's my top of mind thoughts. And there's some other things that I'm learning, but I think I won't realize those until this is over, because right now we're kind of on guard, avoiding the germs. And so, yeah, that's right. So the comment is, I have friends who usually can't go to church because of severe allergies, and they're thankful for online services now. And I think churches are going to realize that they're not only reaching people who have never been able to go to church because they're bedridden, or they have social anxiety, or they have mental illnesses, just don't feel comfortable going to church. And then people that wouldn't go to church because they don't know what to expect there, but now through video, they can peek in and feel safe in doing that. And so huge audiences that will be reached by the gospel and the good news because of technology. And this week will be huge, Easter. And I hope I'm praying and hoping that churches will have great engagement with people. And it's not just coming to the event, it's how well we can do follow up and connecting with people. We've got plenty of tools, it's just doing it. And for whatever reason, people are hesitant to do it. Yeah, Lee, what do you think? What have you learned in this COVID season besides your challenge of figuring out what to eat each day?
You know, one of the things that I'm learning about myself are my weaknesses. If you go to Saddleback, Irvine South, that's one of the things Pastor Chuang said on one of the weekends, is that's what I'm learning is my weaknesses. As you put under kind of this pressure, you're staying at home, you're kind of learning what are your triggers and what creates anxiety, what creates anger. So you're kind of learning those kind of things, and learning how to, what I appreciate about this time. I think I saw something about, 20 years from now, parents and kids will be having conversations like, hey, remember that time that we were stuck at the house and we couldn't go and school was canceled? Remember that? And the dad might have all these negative thoughts about it, but the son will be like, no, I thought that time was great because you were spending more time with me. We were playing board games, so it's all a matter of perspective. And so that's things that I've been appreciating, is just, being able to have quality time with my daughters. And, we now have time to watch things together, you know, whether it be TV or movie. I'm getting out with my youngest daughter a lot more. I know in the past she said, "Hey, can we go for a bike ride?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm kind of busy." But now I have time for bike rides, and I know we're supposed to stay at home, but you know, we're doing our social distancing and making sure we bike at a good distance from everybody. But just those little things, being able to do those kind of things that maybe I quote unquote didn't have time for my kids, kind of reminds me of the whole "What Cats in the Cradle" song, right? And so those are the things that I'm learning during this time. I think
good for you.
Yeah, that's the good that's come out of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't have children anymore, so we're all adults here. So we're just working through the week, and we might take a few breaks on the weekend. We found a new trail to hike on up in Aliso.
Wow, that's cool.
Summit by Laguna Niguel. So this was one of the video loops that I took a little photo of. And you can see Catalina Island past the valley there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I've been quite aware of my weaknesses all my life. So it's taken me a long time to work at not only seeing that, but also seeing the strength and the value that I have and can provide. So that's been a long journey. Hey, tell me about Twitch. So I've noticed that you've been streaming on Twitch with some of your video gaming. I think I saw a little bit of you playing Fortnite.
Yeah, it's just, you know, something I didn't spend a lot of time on, but I thought for me, it's an experiment. What can I do with that medium? You know, it's you know, it's me putting myself out there too, because you know what, this adult 40-plus-year-old man, you know, still plays video games, and you know, and a lot of my social interactions these days are with people from church. So it's like, hey, this pastor also plays video games. So for me, it's been like overcoming some insecurities about some of those things and the impression that people might have over that. But what I appreciate about the gaming community is that the people that you play games with, they become the people some of your best friends, some of the people you confide in, and you know, I've got gamers use something called Discord to chat with one another. So in the Discord, which I love over texting and over Facebook Messenger, is that, you know, you've got your categories. So we talk about everything. We talk about what movies and TV people are watching, what food we're eating, you know, and hey, I need help with this one activity in this game. And so the gaming community, ironically, is already prepared for a situation like this, where, you know, a lot of your social interactions are online. And so we actually joke about that in there's a lot of memes about how gamers have all been ready for this for years.
Yeah.
So the Twitch thing is, I was just trying to see how much of an audience I could build up streaming on Twitch, and seeing if there's, you know, what kind of community can I build with that. So, you know, right now, you know, I'm at 36. I'm just trying to get to 50 people to follow me. So I appreciate your follow. Twitch.tv/Grover18 if you want to follow me. I guess I'll put it in there.
There you go. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, it's just, I want to see if I can build that audience and have some influence in that area. And
yeah,
that's what I'm doing with Twitch.
Awesome. Hey, Steve. Hey, Natalie. Thanks for joining our live stream. Peter, Ronald, Andrew, Scott. I don't know if you're all still on here. There's 5 viewers. They don't tell you who's currently watching. They just tell you who's joined. A couple questions came in. Technical question: how do you link Zoom with Facebook Live? So I have a paid version. So under the More button, it has live to Facebook or live to YouTube.
Yep.
And so I just click over that, fill in the title, and then it's live. It's magical. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Now,
this
is that available on the free version as well, Lee?
I don't think so. I think it's a paid version thing.
Okay.
And I appreciate that we're doing this today, because I'm actually planning on doing something similar tonight with my brothers. I have 3 brothers.
All right.
And I said, hey guys, I think it'd be fun if the 4 of us just got together and talked about our favorite movie for like 20 minutes, our favorite parts, our favorite lines, our favorite scenes, and what it meant to us growing up. So I'm planning on doing that in about an hour. So
okay,
I'll invite you to that.
All right. Then you can use my free account and you won't have the 40-minute limit.
Oh, no, I have an account too.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a great deal for $15 a month, and you have unlimited use.
Yeah.
And then Zoom has upgrades where you can do webinars and seminars where you have maybe 5 or 10 participants as panelists and presenters, and then you have 1,000 viewers.
Yeah.
I can submit questions and stuff.
Yeah.
So just the virtual background. Again, I don't think anybody else has virtual backgrounds. I'm just like, that's the winner for me.
That's the winner.
Hey, until the other technologies catch up with that, I prefer not to use Skype and the other guys. And that question came in.
The funny thing of the day.
Sure, go ahead.
This is from one of my buddies from gaming, but he said, my wife told me the other day, I don't want you going out any more than is absolutely necessary.
See?
Also, my wife, I don't know if you know where I'm going with this. We're out of Coke and I have a headache. Can you go to the gas station and get me a Coke and a bag of M&Ms?
Okay.
And that's my wife. She's like, don't go out. And then she's like, oh, but I need this. I'm like, okay, is that essential? Yeah.
Well, I think the subtext is what she declares essential is essential.
There you go. You got it, DJ.
And what you need is not essential. See, that was the subtext being translated. Yeah. So the best way to catch up with me, question coming in, djchuang.com/call. You can reserve any open time for the next month, I think is how I have it set up. So it directly reserves a time, and then we can Zoom or phone call or meet in person. Well, we can't meet in person now, so I need to turn that thing off. So no meeting in person things for a while.
That's delayed.
Yeah. And so because I got a random appointment earlier today because someone found my webpage, and I have a pretty open online presence. And someone from a Christian health share service wants to talk about partnership opportunity. So
hey,
I'm happy to talk, but I don't know that I would have a partner opportunity because I don't want to sell insurance.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize where you're going with that. But DJ, hey, check out my Instagram story today. I posted too that my daughter's high school, their counselors had posted last week and the week before, hey, here's some mental health challenges for the week to stay healthy mentally. And I know you're big on, I know you're big through erasing shame and those kind of things. So I thought those were 2 great things that they were doing. Hey, students, for your mental health, this is what we want you to do this week. And so check that out.
I'm looking at it. All I see is food. What are you talking about?
That's my story. That's my post. Go to my story.
Oh, your story. Oh, okay. Story. Yeah. I mean, I can't keep up with all this. Okay.
I'm promoting. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm promoting myself.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah, the stories like they come and go.
yeah, yeah.
So I miss those. I don't even try to keep up with all those. It's just I can't keep up with all that. Yeah. Charles came and joined us. Hello, Charles. Good to see you. Or good to see you joining in. And then, okay, so Maundy Monday. So let's check your theological education here. Lee, you're a pastor. So what is the significance of Maundy Monday?
Maundy Monday.
Celebrating Holy Week.
Oh man, you got me. I know that's I don't have my Mondays down.
Okay, that's okay. We can Google while you can stall and Google. Hello,
I've
Terrence.
I've got
is
Ash
joining
Wednesday
our live
down,
stream.
but Maundy, I know Maundy Thursday. I don't know about Maundy Monday.
No, but Ash Wednesday isn't happening now. That was
I'm just saying
a month
of
ago,
all the
right?
days.
Yeah,
I know Ash Wednesday. I know
I know Good Friday.
Yeah, Good Friday. Maundy Thursday is when they celebrated Last Supper, right? Or when they did the Last Supper.
Yes.
I never heard of Maundy Monday.
Oh, Jeremiah joined. I think he's downstairs. He's just looking in, I guess. And so back on the gaming community. So I'm 53. So if I join that gaming community, that would be quite an age gap.
No, you'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of older guys. In fact, we make fun of the older guys, but yeah, I mean, I'm actually part of a group. We're a bunch of dads, and we all play. So there are some younger guys, but there's a lot of older guys. They've got grandkids and they play.
Oh,
so 53.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So just gotta pick your
I
poison.
I think it was like 5 or 10 years ago, the statistics tipped, whereas more than 50% of adults over 18 play video games now. Yeah. So I feel like I'm on the half that's culturally irrelevant.
No,
I don't play.
I'm a Gen X cusper. So when I was growing up, and the reason why I feel like there's so many adult males that are into gaming is when I was growing up is when I was in elementary, that's when the first Nintendo system came in. So we kind of grew up gaming. And so I was in elementary school. So, the older Gen Xers were playing in the arcades and the Atari 2600s. And so that's kind of where we are today, is a lot of these just people who've been gaming since childhood.
Yeah, I could put the arcades, and then the Atari 2600 was towards the end of my high school years.
Yeah, exactly.
And then computer games started coming online with personal computers. And then I couldn't keep up. It just got way too complicated. A question came in from Charles. I'm still trying to figure out what you actually do. You're like a professional SM person sponsored by Zoom? No, not really. I wouldn't mind that.
Is that ideation, Charles Lee?
Ideation, Charles Lee. Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way I can explain what I do is I'm an internet engineer that runs .bible domain names. So that's tweetable. That's really succinct. People can kind of wrap their head around that. My formal title is technical registry manager, and people can't wrap their head on that. Or I use on my income tax, I use the title strategic consulting, and people can't wrap their head around that. But I like the idea of ideas, so I'm not the ideation guy that likes to turn idea into reality. Or idea into implementation. Or actually, his title is Good Idea, Now What? Nice orange cover. I mean, he's spun up a great consulting business. But for me, I love the idea of ideas and exploring the future. So
So that's why I do things like Multi-Asian Church and Erasing Shame and Generosity, because those are still on the leading edge that don't have a business model around it. But somebody with a business acumen could maybe team up and we could figure out something, or they could figure out something, and then I can stay in my lane and do what I do. So I keep casting the vision. I keep chipping away at it. Okay, if there's no more questions, then we're gonna start winding down. How about Lee? Do you have questions for me?
Do I have questions for you? No. Well,
Okay.
The one that comes to mind right now is, how long has orange been your color? Has it been since birth?
Since 2007.
You actually have a year.
Yes. So the backstory is that we as a family, we downsized in July or end of June 2007, and we drove cross country from DC to OC. And during that trip, I happened to be wearing orange, and then it dawned on me, hey, we're moving to Orange County. And then orange is the secondary color of my alma mater, Virginia Tech, which is maroon and orange. And so I adopted orange as my color. And then it became really handy because it made shopping easier. It made finding my car in the parking lot easier. It made it easier for people to find me at conferences.
Yes, branding.
And so it's become the brand. And it's international because you don't have to worry about language, because color is transcultural. And so my color is orange. My son's color is yellow.
Yellow.
And my wife's color is purple.
Yep.
So we're all color coded.
I'm blue.
You are?
Yeah, blue is my color. Blue.
I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, I have to, better express my brand through my blue. But yeah, blue is my color.
I see Steen Hudson joined. So this is the tail end of our Ask Me Anything session. I don't know if I need to put like more promotion behind it or something, or put some parameters around it so people know what to ask, but that's okay. I'm happy to do these if people want to ask me questions, pick my brains. I'm more reluctant to just put courses together and try to sell those. That's the other way people do things. Lee, you have a lot of knowledge about things. What kind of online course would you put together and create some smart passive income? That seems to be the way a lot of people are trying to spin up some businesses in this new economy.
Gosh, what would I do? That's a very good question. I do have seminars that I have done.
What ones?
But I don't know if they would be popular. I've done them at conferences, and I've filled the room, but I don't know if that means I just had a really good title or really good blurb. I've done, and let me know if you think these are ones that people would want to check into. I have done finding redemptive stories in media, right? Like taking films.
Okay, good.
And saying, hey, what are some good messages we can share through this film, or some great conversations we can have by watching this film and talking about it? What are some good themes in there? So I've kind of coached students on how to have those kind of conversations. I've done seminars on like my favorite books of the Bible, like Joshua and Acts and John, James, Daniel. I've done a fun one because I've attended a lot of Korean conferences, so parallels between Korean culture and Jewish culture. That's always a fun one. Another one that I've done is making in the early days of when the hashtag FOMO came out, it was, what was it originally?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out, right? And I changed it to faith of my own, because I felt like a lot of young people, they were borrowing faith from either their parents or their pastors or whatnot, and they didn't have their own faith. So I did a whole seminar on, how can I make faith my own? So
it's good.
Those are some fun ones that I did.
Yeah, those were fun. Yeah. I heard one of your recent Sunday school classes with dinosaurs was really popular.
Well, what we did was we pulled the kids. Hey, if we have these topics, like what would you guys want to, what would you guys want me to talk about? So we pulled them at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, everyone said, we want to hear about, are there dinosaurs in the Bible? So we did a whole, it was funny because I was hoping to answer like 2 or 3 questions that day, but we spent like 20, 40 minutes just on dinosaurs. So apparently that's a big question on the minds of young junior high students. Were there dinosaurs in the Bible? So that was, we did that. That was fun.
There you go. That was your version of Ask Me Anything.
Yes, it was.
Awesome.
And that was what they wanted. I asked them to ask me anything, and they said dinosaurs.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. The question came in. This is a really good question, provocative. Charles asks, what's the most pressing question you have right now? Which is a great provocative question. So I'm saying that now that I have clarity on my focus, which is MSG, multi-agent church, shame, and generosity, I'm wondering when and if God will provide me the financial means that I can do more of these things as part of my paid work instead of just my free work. And I don't have the business acumen to figure that out, but if God would bring me someone that could, then that would be awesome. That would be my prayer, and that's my prayer and dream. That I would get to do more of that as part of my way of contributing to the world and legacy and making a difference, or whatever you want to call it. So that's my most pressing question. Lee, do you have a pressing question?
Well, is the question, is it the most pressing question I have for myself, or is it the most pressing question that others have asked me? As I wasn't sure what Charles was asking. Charles,
it's an open-ended question.
All right.
What's the most pressing question you have right now?
Yeah.
You could answer it both ways, or just the way that it comes to mind.
The most pressing question right now is, where's all the toilet paper? I think that's that's the most pressing. And then
Charles responded either.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question, Charles.
When's this thing going to be over?
When's this thing going to be over?
Pretty common question.
Yeah. When's this thing going to be over? That's a question. What will be forgiven?
Next president?
No, what will be forgiven, and what are we going to look past? Because there's a lot on pause, and that's my big question: is how much are we going to return to? How much are we going to cancel? Right? I mean, like the big one is that everyone's looking at is the Disney cinema schedule. What's going to Disney Plus and what's going to be still only in the theaters. So that's a surface level, or what's the word? It's a shallow version of the question, but I'm thinking about that, like, in my workplace, in my church, in my family, what are the things that are just on pause, and what are the things that are gonna go away? Yeah, that's my question.
Okay. Well, we will discover that together. Because there's a certain thing about mob rule. And here's what I mean by that. So there was an idea I've been sitting on for 2 weeks as this COVID-19 crisis started affecting everybody around the world. And I was thinking, what could we do to mobilize people to pray
using our current technologies and the way we socialize. Okay, so it can't be a mandate from an influencer saying, hey, everybody use a hashtag and do this. You know, other people have done that with Year of the Bible, or hold a Bible up and take a picture and things like that. Or you know, our pastor tries to mobilize a social media thing and there was only a trickle. And we're a church of 20, 30,000. So the way social media seems to work is the thousands of people will do what they want to do with it, and you'll have hashtags that are trending for no real reason other than a lot of people got on the bandwagon. So one of the examples was Oprah was trending about a week and a half ago. Did you catch that? Yes, Oprah was trending because there was a rumor, a very bad rumor, about how she was involved in some kind of a scandal. And she had to get up at 2 a.m. to post from her official Twitter account to say, no, those things are not true. She's not arrested and in jail for doing these bad things. So that spiked and went away. So the idea that I've been sitting on for days and I haven't found the right person to help me with this is Tosonkido. So because Korean pop culture is so influential right now, so whether it's Psy with his crazy dance, or K-pop with their sold out concerts, and mukbang with their eating food, I was thinking, hey, what if we brought together Korean style prayer and a Zoom call and young people just praying out loud at the same time, and record those Zoom calls and just have prayer sessions that are open, and people create little videos of people just praying this virus away.
I bet you it's already happening, DJ. I bet you Korean churches are already doing that. Yeah. You know, and so,
in a social media fashion.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
In the
Oh. I mean, I bet you there's Zoom calls already happening where people are like, hey, we can't meet for, you know, our usual, you know, Koreans have 새벽기도, early morning prayer. I'm sure they're like, hey, we're gonna Zoom this and let's 통성기도. Yeah, we should get in on one of those. If you got any Korean church.
Well, that's the thing I'm trying to pivot on, is that there's so much of church activity that's private.
Yeah.
But I think this is our opportunity to do things public.
Sure.
Not to say that we want to pray in public like the Pharisees,
no,
but that we pray public for the good of the good of the world. There's also a place for that.
Yeah.
Just like there's a place for the public reading of scripture.
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
So I was thinking more along the lines of hashtags and how people mobilize to do things. So one of the things that the Pope tried to do was he used the hashtag pray together. And then he had some Catholic people that projected the pray together hashtag on the Jesus statue in Rio.
Wow.
Right? But that didn't spike. That didn't cause huge traffic spikes and people using that hashtag. And that's a pretty good hashtag, pray together. But and then you know, like when we had some other disasters like in Houston or Katrina, we had pray for Houston or pray for Katrina. There's no hashtag that's trending about pray for COVID-19.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, so there's live stream prayer meetings and things like that, but that's still top down driven. I'm like, no, we gotta figure out how to do grassroots, because people can do it. And then when hundreds and thousands of people do it, that's what like becomes amazing.
I'm looking something. I don't know if you know Marisol from our church, but she was trying to get a prayer movement going. Something called Prayer Generation.
Sure.
Global prayer wall for believers to pray over during COVID-19.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Well, okay. I'll take a look, see if I can build on that. Yeah, it's too centralized. Well, okay. I'm glad there's some activity. It's too localized, but I'm thinking global. But hey, so Joe mentioned that This one church, Hallelujah Korean Baptist Church, is doing an online morning prayer. And then Nancy's church is starting to post their weekly prayer live. And I know there's two 24/7 prayer streams out of IHOP, Kansas City, and IHOP Atlanta. But those are ones where you look in and watch other people play music and other people pray. I'm talking about a Zoom call where everybody's jumping in and praying at the same time. It's chaotic, but it's energetic and participatory. That's what I'm. Yeah. Like Nancy's kind of getting it a little bit. Ice bucket challenge, maybe. But yeah, so I need someone Korean to be a part of it because I'm not Korean. So it has a little bit of, what do they call it? Co-opting the culture.
Yeah, I can help you with that. I mean,
okay. I don't want to.
Is that what you're getting at?
I don't want to misappropriate the culture. So.
Yeah, no, I can help you with that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's sleep on it and see if we can launch some prayer times that are live and participatory. And yeah, prayer doesn't have to be so serious. It can be fun.
Yeah.
And the main point is talking to God. Having conversation with God.
Yeah, at the same time. Yep.
At the same time, why not?
Yeah. I like it, DJ.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, that's the hour. Thanks for all the people that tuned in. Thanks for joining me, Lee.
Thanks for the invite.
And yeah, let me know when your brothers are going to hang out.
Okay, I'm going to try to set something up for 5. So I'm going to go off.
Okay.
Call and set that up.
Awesome, man.
And I'll
Good seeing you.
Okay, bye.